beautiful people. How y'all doing? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Hopefully great and amazing. My name is DeMarge Morris. I'm your host. It is Monday, November 13th, and welcome to The Breaks.
These are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
What up? All right, y'all. Jumping in, we're going to get right into this NBA. So last week, I started off with the Los Angeles Clippers that made the addition of James Harden in the trade, and he made his debut last week against the Knicks. I know they're 0-4 since the James Harden trade. Now, a lot of people are putting it on James Harden, and you can to a certain degree, but if you look at the first three games, I wouldn't say James Harden was necessarily to blame. It's easy to make him the scapegoat. I understand, just based off of his past, demanding trades when he's unhappy. Oh, I want to get out of here. Oh, I don't want to, we all know how it's been for James Harden. But look, considering game 1 and game 2, he only took 9 shots each game, right? Considering that he only took 9 shots, he has 17 points, 6 assists, 12 points, 5 assists. Game 1, Paul George was 2 for 11, 10 points. Can't happen. Unacceptable. Him and Kawhi combined for 28 points. You're not going to win games if that's what you're getting from them. The only reason why championship talk was ever included in Clipper talk was because Kawhi and Paul George decided to team up together. Way before Russ got there, and obviously before James Harden got there. So I'm looking at it like that. You got the same thing from Kawhi game 2, 7 for 6, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 1 for 6 from 3. Obviously, that's not gonna remain the rest of the season. They'll obviously pick it up and get going, but I only expect about 16 points from Harden. Let me say that. If I could get about 16 to 18 points from Harden, I'll take that. But I think Harden has to come off the bench. I've heard a couple other people say that this past week, and I think instead of Russ, I think you got to have Harden come off the bench. You already have 2 legit scorers with PG and Kawhi, so why not let Russ run the offense with the first unit? You know, his ability to penetrate, kick the ball out. You know, Russ is known to get dimes. He has those shooters out there on the wing. I think that would be the best move. You let Harden run the second unit, give him a little more freedom. He's obviously a better scorer than Westbrook. Westbrook can score, but it's just different. Okay. Different type of scoring. Harden's a better jump shooter, can spot up, can still dribble, step back 3, do his little thing on occasion. So I think you have Harden run that second unit, give him a little more freedom, and then I think you'll see a lot more consistency within that offense. Now, game 3, yes, you could easily say James Harden was part of the reason they lost that game. 3 for 6, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have that 3 to tie it late, but then he turned around and I believe he airballed the next one. Obviously, I said he was 3 for 6, so he only had 6 shots. So he didn't shoot bad, but it was just the timing of some of the missed shots. Just the timing in that he missed them. Paul George with another atrocious performance, 3 for 12, 8 points, 1 for 7 from 3. And it doesn't help that you gave up 144 points on defense. I mean, you give up that many points, I don't care how much you score, you're probably going to lose the game. So that's my take on the Clippers. I'm sorry, that was actually game 3. I'm sorry. Game 4, which was their last game, that's the one I was talking about with Harden. He was 4 for 12, 1 for 7 from 3. That's where he shot the 3 to tie the game, and then he ended up airballing the last one, and they ended up losing. Only had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. PG and Kawhi combined for 40. Kawhi was 6 for 16 with 14 points. So obviously they got to figure some things out. I think they will. Got a lot of talent. Got to put the egos aside. James Harden, I'm not a system. I am the system. That ain't the mentality to have, bro. Got to be a little more humble than that. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to ring, if you're really about that chip, you got to put that ego aside and do what you got to do to make this work, because this is probably your last shot.
Bye-bye.
So going on, we're going to head into some NBA bets. I know I had you guys with the NFL last week, so I got you on some NBA. Knicks versus Boston. Boston minus 9.5 at home. Total 222.5. I'm rolling with the Boston Celtics. They're 4-3-2 against the spread. They've been favored by 8.5, 6 times or more, and they're 4-1-1 in those games. The last time these two teams played was October 25th, I believe. Boston won 108-104 in New York, so I expect Boston to be a lot better defensively and run away with this one and cover that spread easy. We also got the Raptors and the Wizards. Raptors favored by 9 at home, total at 229. Raptors are 5th in defensive efficiency. I understand the Wizards are averaging 118 on the road, but they are on a back-to-back. So I like the Raptors defense to show up big. Wizards legs might be a little tired. I know the Raptors are only averaging about 107, 108 a game. That's the second worst in the league. So I don't expect a high-scoring game at all. So that's why I'm rolling with the under in this one. So I got the under 229 in the Wizards Raptors. We got two more for you. We got the Bulls and the Bucks. The Bucks minus 9.5. The total at 229. The Bulls are averaging 232, or the Bulls games are averaging about 232.2 points per game. It's just 5 points fewer than tonight. The Bucks are 9th in scoring offense, but their defense has been atrocious this season. So I'm going to go with the over in this game. I think it'll be high scoring on both ends. Like I said, the Bulls can put up some points. Their games are usually high scoring. They're giving up 113 points per game. The Bucks are, and the Bulls are giving up 111. So I don't see any defense tonight. Rolling with the over 229 in the Bulls-Bucks. Let's get it. And then we got the Cavs minus 3 versus the Kings. Kings are on a 3-game home winning streak, and I expect that to continue tonight. The Cavs are 11th in defensive rating. The Kings are 16th. So it could be a tight defensive game, but I don't see it because of the way the Kings are balling at home. I expect a high-scoring affair, and I'm rolling with the over 221 in that game. The Kings are also averaging 118 points per game at home, so versus 104 on the road. So there you go right there. Expect a high-scoring game. Both young teams, so I expect, up and down affair. So we're rolling with the Kings over 221 in that game. And that's going to do it for the NBA bets. Hang tight. We got some NFL stuff coming up for you, getting into some Christian McCaffrey. Of course, I got to touch on Brandon Staley. And then we got to review last week's bets. So hang tight. We're going to be right back after these commercial breaks.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Welcome back. Christian McCaffrey scoring streak ended at 17 games, tying him with Hall of Fame running back Lenny Moore for the all-time record. And I just want to touch on McCaffrey because he's always been this dude. All those years with the Carolina Panthers, he was always putting up numbers, had some injury issues because his usage was so high. But Christian McCaffrey has always been a stud, always been a playmaker. He was just playing for the Panthers. They weren't winning. So, of course, you guys know how it goes. If you're not winning, you're not getting talked about. You got to put up crazy, astronomical numbers, like just out of this world for you to get talked about if you're on a losing squad. So I just want to give Christian McCaffrey his love and his flowers because, like I said, he's always been this dude. And it's just good to see him doing it for a contender and having a chance to actually compete for a Super Bowl berth, let alone. So, but yeah, just want to give a shout out to Christian McCaffrey. And now I want to touch on, I want to touch on Brandon Staley, man, because here we go once again. It was reported after last night's loss, he said, and I quote, "I didn't do a good enough job." Well, Brandon, when have you done a good enough job? That's what I want to know, because it's been a while. I won't even go too deep into the past, but so many questionable calls on your part, so many questionable coaching calls on your part, and your defense has sucked for the longest, and you're a defensive guy. You're a defensive coordinator. That's what's so crazy to me is you're a defensive coach, and your defense is struggling the way it is. Yes, your run game is solid. You get into the quarterback. I get all that, but you've given up at least 30 points in 4 games. Really 3, but I mean 27s to the Titans. We might as well round that up to 30. I mean, come on. I'm never the type to call for people's jobs. Oh, they deserve to be fired. You know, I don't want to go there. Oh, I don't like to go there first, but because that's people's livelihood. That's how they provide for their family. But come on, man. If you're not getting the job done, at some point, when is enough enough? You know, and it's already hard for it's hard for African-American coaches to get jobs. And then you see guys like this get the job. And then when they just flat out just don't perform and show up, and it's just a disaster from the jump, it makes you think, how was he qualified? What made him qualified? Does he have some friendship connections in the front office? Is it a family thing? Like, what's going on, man? Because there's no reason why he should still be on the sideline. His coaching job is he's definitely on the hot seat, and I don't know how much longer he'll stick around. But Staley, man, you got to get it together. When you have all this talent, whenever you see teams with a bunch of talent and they just can't perform and get it together, that's coaching. That's coaching. That's culture. And culture falls under coaching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you got to have certain players help establish the culture, but to establish and maintain a certain culture, that's coaching, man. So, too talented on defense, too many studs, too many ballers for them to be looking the way they're looking. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, hopefully they could figure it out and get it together, because you got a quarterback in Justin Herbert who's definitely Super Bowl winning caliber. You got an offense who's capable of getting there. You know, Keenan Allen just balled out. We'll talk about him in a little bit. He's one of my ballers of the week. But yeah, you got a great offense. You got weapons, Eckler. You got Everett. So I don't understand. I don't get it. But hey, hopefully they can figure it out and get it going, because way too much talent. So, all right, next. I hit you guys with the ballers of the week last week. I had to shorten it down just a little bit. I noticed it was a little too many, so I'm going to hit you with my top 5 on offense, top 5 on defense. No particular order, but I mean, if you want to rank them, I guess you could do it 5-1 how I'm spitting it out. But coming in at number 5, we got Keenan Allen, 11 catches, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big game. Keenan Allen's doing what Keenan Allen does. You know, he balled out, put the team on his back. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win, but hey, you know, it's all good. He did his thing. Brock Purdy, 19 for 26, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Brock Purdy's back. A lot of people say he's a system quarterback, game manager. Hey, whatever. You putting up numbers like that, it don't matter how you doing it. You're getting it done. So shout out Brock Purdy. Geno Smith, 31 for 47, 369 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 pick. Good to see Geno back balling after the good year he had last year. Seattle kind of hit a little rough patch, for a couple weeks, but hopefully their offense is back on track. You know, they're an exciting team to watch with Lockett and Metcalf. So, yeah, hopefully Geno can build on this and carry it into next week. Mike Evans, one of the most underrated receivers in the league, probably the most underrated in my opinion. But Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. Huge must-win game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They needed that one. They had lost 4 in a row. They were 3-1 at one point. They were 3-5, facing 3-6. So they definitely needed that one. It was at home against a tough Titans defense. So big win for the Tampa Bay Bucks. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions, 8 catches, 156 yards, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown's been doing this thing all year, man. Got to give him his flowers. Dan Campbell, salute to you, man. I don't even play football. You make me want to strap on some pads and go hit somebody, you know? Like, just a great coach for that organization. They obviously got some culture, you know, just a tough-minded, grit and grind type of team, and they just fight, man. You can have them down 3 touchdowns in the 4th. They're going to keep coming. You know, they're going to keep giving you their best shot. So, shout out to the Detroit Lions. It's going to be excited to see what they do in the postseason. And then I said it was 5. But I got to throw C.J. Stroud on there again, because this kid is just balling out of control, balling out of his mind. It's crazy right now. Some people got him in the MVP talks, and I can't even be mad at that. I can't even be mad at having him in there. The rookie's doing his thing, man. He was 23 for 39, 356 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but also had a rushing touchdown. So he's doing it all kinds of ways, man, through the air and on the ground. So shout out to C.J. Stroud, man. They're doing some good things in Houston, the Texans. And shout out to first-year coach DeMeco Ryans. He has them boys balling. I love what they're doing, so it's going to be excited to see what they can do the rest of the season. Going into defense, we got Zaire Franklin, linebacker from the Colts. 12 tackles all over the field, man. 12 tackles? God damn. 3 assisted with the forced fumble. So active hands, not only getting the tackles, but active hands and getting the forced fumble. So shout out to Zaire Franklin. Sheldon Rankins, defensive tackle for the Texans. 5 solo tackles, 3 of them sacks. So, hey, you talk about getting some pressure. Man, he was probably in the backfield almost every play. 3 sacks off of 5 solo tackles, so shout out Sheldon Rankins. Nick Bosa, defensive lineman for the 49ers, 2 tackles, 1.5 sacks with the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. Always huge if you could recover the fumble that you forced. So shout out to Nick Bosa. B.J. Ojulari, linebacker for the Cardinals, 4 tackles with 2 sacks.
Winner!
Kyler Murray's back, so we'll see what happens with the Arizona Cardinals the rest of the way. They're going to end up with a top draft pick. That's a given. But let's just see if they can get something going on offense now that their franchise quarterback's back. Do they still tank for the number 1 pick? Do they try to, win some of these games that are winnable or that they feel are winnable? We got to see. And last one on the defensive end, Robert Spillane, linebacker for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. 4 tackles, 1 sack with 1 interception. So, anytime you get an interception and a sack, man, you're out there balling. So those are my top 5 ballers of the week. My top offensive baller of the week would have to be Keenan Allen, I would say, although they didn't get the win. 11 catches, 175 yards, 2 TDs. And then I got to go with Robert Spillane all over the field, 4 tackles, 1 sack, and an interception. So those are my ballers of the week. Got to take another quick commercial break, pay a couple bills. You know how it goes. But stay tuned. We got some more for the show.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Welcome back. So as you guys know, it's the part of the show where we try to make that dough, baby. So if you followed my picks last week, as of right now, I'm 8-6. It's not the greatest, but hey, it's a winning record. As long as you bet the same unit size, you profited. So 8-6 could end up 9-6 or 8-7, depending on what happens in tonight's Monday night game. So, I got a bonus bet for you though. I know I haven't talked much college, but I got a college pick before I get into the NFL pick. So we got the Toledo Rockets going against Bowling Green tonight. I got Toledo -10. The over is 52.5, but I'm taking Toledo to cover the 10 points. They're one of the best offenses in the game, 31st in total offense. They're 5th in the country in running the ball. 30th in total defense, so they're solid there. 64th against the run, 11th against the pass. Bowling Green does not have the offensive firepower to be able to keep up with Toledo, so it may be a close first quarter, maybe even a close first half, but I do expect Toledo to be able to pull away. Like I said, one of the top defenses in the country, so they will be able to pull away and end up covering this 10-point spread easy. Fun fact about Toledo, they lost their very first game of the season. They're on a 9-game win streak. They haven't lost since that first loss of the season, so I expect it to continue tonight. And that's my my only play for college. But I'll definitely try to have some more for you guys next week. Mix a little college with the NFL. But and I don't have as many NFL plays for you this week too. You know, that was a lot, you know, trying to cover the whole board. So I narrowed it down to about 6, and then I got my favorite play of the day, my grandma bet of the day. You know, grandma short on a little change. She, you know, the slot machine's been doing her dirty. We got to play for her so she can head down to that sports book, go online and get her bucks back up. So first game on my slate, I got the Cardinals versus the Texans. Texans -4. The total at 47.5. How can I not have the Texans? The way that C.J. Stroud in that offense is balling. They're getting the ball down the field. The run game is effective. He's playing like a veteran. He's not making mistakes. He's lighting defenses up. I love what the Texans and D'Amico Ryan are doing. So I definitely got the Texans -4. I think they cover that spread easy. I know the Cardinals have been competitive. I have liked what I've seen from them when they had Joshua Dobbs, and now that, you know, first game back with Kyler Murray. So they have been, you know, competitive, feisty little team, but I think the Texans will pull away and take this game. So rocking with the Texans -4 on that one. And then the second game, we had the Steelers versus the Browns. I did not expect that high-scoring game in the Browns-Ravens. That was one of my losses. I had the under in that game. So that was a complete surprise for me. I think both teams put up 30-plus points. And because of that, I don't see another high-scoring output from the Browns. So I take the under 37. That would be my play in this game. Steelers, you know, solid defense. They do what they do. The Browns, you could say top defense in the league, but some would say second best, top 3, whatever. They're top defense in the league. So I'm going to go under 37. I was wrong on the under last week with the Browns-Ravens, but I think it'll be a low-scoring, dirty, muck it up, grind it out type of game. So Cleveland at home. Division game, too. Division games are always tough. You know how that go. You can pretty much throw record and stats and all that out the window when it comes to division rivalries. But, yeah, I like the under 37 in that game. Then we got the Tennessee Titans against the Jacksonville Jags. The Jags were another one of my loss. I had them covering the 6. I believe it was 6.5 against the 49ers, and they got smoked.
Defeated.
It wasn't even close. They got demolished. But I think they bounced back. The Jags have been solid all year. The offense has been nice. The defense, offense has been decent, I should say. But they got nice pieces, man. ETN, I know they've been struggling trying to get Calvin Ridley involved on a consistent basis, but I like the weapons they got. And, yeah, after taking that beat down against the 49ers, I think they bounced back at home. You saw the Titans' offense couldn't get anything going against Tampa Bay's defense. Now, the Jags' defense isn't Tampa Bay's, but that just shows you the offense, you know, has hit a little rough patch. What's it called? Drawing a blank. Derrick Henry. Sorry, King Henry. I know he got shut down last week, so they'll be looking to get him more involved. DeAndre Hopkins. He's been balling last couple weeks. I know he got off to a slow start, but let's see if he could get going again this week. Obviously, they didn't get anything. They didn't get any points last week, so let's see if the Titans could get it going. So I got the Jags, man, -6.5. I think they cover that easy. I think they bounce back. Titans have given up at least 20 points in their last 5 losses, so that's obviously not a good sign as well. So I do expect the Jags to lose, which means they'll probably end up giving 20 points again like in their last 5. So let's go Jacksonville -6.5 on that one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus San Francisco 49ers. Niners -11. Niners look like they're back. Obviously back on track. They got it rolling again. The total's at 41.5. A lot of you guys will probably love the 49ers -11. I know the Bucs have been, you know, up and down a little bit, especially that defense. But, hey, I like the under 41.5. I think their defense shows up again like they did against Tennessee. The Niners defense is obviously going to show up because they've been balling all year. It's been a huge strength of that team. Don't get me wrong, the offense has been doing their part. Brock Purdy, you know, they've put up some points along the way. But I love the Niners defense and the Bucs defense to show up. I think it's going to be another ugly, grinded out type of game, low-scoring affair. So I'm taking under 41.5 in that game. And then we got 2 more plays for you, and then I'm going to hit you with my play of the day. We got the Cowboys -11 against the Panthers, total at 42.5.
Boom.
Okay, now hear me out. A lot of people probably thinking, oh, Cowboys should blow them out. That should be a win. That should be a lot. 11 points is a lot on the road. The Panthers defense they're decent. They're a tough, feisty unit. I like what I'm seeing from their defense. They're young all around. They're young defense, offense. But I think they can give the Cowboys offense some problems. And I don't think the Cowboys are going to score as many points as people think. I don't think it's going to – obviously, that means it's not going to be a blowout. So, no, I'm not taking the Panthers to cover, although I think they could. But I'm going to take the under. I like the under 42.5 in the Cowboys-Panthers game. Like I said, I just think the Panthers defense shows up and, makes it a tough game. Cowboys are one of the best teams in the league. Well, supposed to be every year. They always got the hype on them. So they're going to get people's best shots just because of that, America's team. So I do think the Panthers show up. But, yeah, I'm going to take under 42.5 in that one. And then we got the Bengals versus the Ravens. The Ravens -4. I'm sorry, this is actually my last play of the day. Bengals versus Ravens. Ravens -4 with the total at 46. Now, I understand the Ravens just put up a lot of points against the Browns in that game. I believe they got the win. I'm so sorry. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe they picked up the win in that game. But, yeah, I don't expect them to put up a lot of points as well or either after putting up 30 the last week. Bengals are looking like themselves again. Obviously, Burrow was hurt them first couple weeks because they did not look good at all. Like the whole offense, they just could not get in a rhythm, couldn't get on the same page. So Burrow obviously had to be hurt because and boys is looking like themselves now. So I love the Bengals plus the 4 on the road. I believe they could win this game outright, but I wouldn't be surprised just because the Ravens do have a tough defense still. But I don't think it's going to be enough to shut that Bengals offense down just because, like I said, Burrow's healthy and they got it going. And just with those weapons, man, it's just going to be hard. So I think Jamar Chase has a big game. He's due. And, yeah, I'm rolling with the Cincinnati Bengals +4 for my pick in that game. And that'll do it, folks. That's all we got for the plays. Hope you guys followed me. Like I said, we can end up 9-6 or 8-7, depending on how tonight's game goes. I will try to mix in some college from here on out. But, yeah, that's it for the picks. And I know Thanksgiving's coming up, so hopefully everybody has some plans. Hopefully you guys are able to make it with your family or at least celebrate Thanksgiving, whether it's Friendsgiving, however you do it. But much love to all of y'all, man. Stay safe out there. Be cool. Keep it easy. And let's get this cheese. Much love. I'm out.